Ahoy, crypto pirates! Welcome to your Discourse Syndicate. Captain RG3 here, bringing you your HEX Crypto schmut, BS, trolling, shit posting, you name it. Whatever you need, we got it here, right? But we've got nobody hanging with us tonight, so we're going to open it up and bring folks in. We got a lot to talk about. We had a big giant pump this weekend. Was everybody jazzed with the pump? Did we have a good pump? Yes, we did. We did. And we had a lot of nice shaking out too. That's what I really like, is seeing the shakeout happen. And oh, look at there. Look at there. Let me say hi to the chat room real quick. I do have a guest in the green room. Let me say hello to first people in the chat. Crypto Gains Club. Welcome. Hexy Rican. Yep, can't wait either. Discourse Syndicate is in the house, and we are ready to party. Whatever, Marco the Hexican. Love you too, man. Brian Magruder, good to see you. Good to see you. Brasology, always good to see you, bro. My homie. Identity Block. Hey, what's up, dude? And let's see, Bran. Of course, Bran's in there. And Sammy, what's happening, guys? Spike. Hey, what's up, Hex fam? Tripod. Yes, the Pulse countdown. We get to talk about Pulse too. Pulse is the name of the new fork of ETH. Back small. What's going on? Blue Bum. Good to have you, Blue Bum. Family Architect. Donnell Victor. How's it going? It's going good, my man. Let's see. Who else? El Hexadente. Michael Hex. What's up, buddy? What's up? Let's see. Well, Melvitoni. Who else is in here? Reggie Bone. And we got a lot. We got about 60 people running in here already. Hex Potion. COG. The head troll. And Astro Geo. Yo, what's up? What is up? Hey, Vince, what's happening, bud? All right. So we got a lot to talk about. I'm sure you guys got some questions. We got quick swap updates and Matic updates. We've got new PulseChain updates. We got all kinds of good stuff to talk about. And I think that, yes, we are in another little DS pump. Yes, we are. The DS pump is in, guys. The DS pump it is, and it's in. We're moving in the upward direction. So, hey, without further ado, I'm going to bring up one of our cutthroats, one of the OGs from the Down Under, Unwrecked Pirate. What's up, dude? You're muted. Let's see here. Let's see. And we got no sound. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that pirate ship you got there. You're muted. Maybe you're just not hooked up. See if you can unfuck that. I want to bring up what you got here, but
how's that?
There you go. There you go.
All right. Okay, so I just had to go into settings. Sorry about that. Okay, how are you? Captain
Good,
RG3.
How you
mate?
doing?
Oh, wonderful. Great. Amazing. Awesome Hex. What a week. Has it been a good week or what?
Man,
like hitting the jackpot. Ding, 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 ding.
That was some beautiful freaking shakeout action this weekend, wasn't it?
Never seen anything like it. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, would not believe it.
It pumped so good. And then we had a bunch of shakeout, and then now it's back on the rise again. Like it's like, okay, we're getting ready for next weekend.
This is awesome.
Absolutely. It would be nice. See it pop a penny a week. How about that, huh?
Yep. Well, hey, anything's possible.
What do we got there? Is that I can't hardly see it. I can't see it all the way. Is that politically correct?
Sammy's been doing some memes. So shout out to Sammy. She's been doing some really good pirating, and she's posted this in our little late show chat. I thought I'd share that with you. She's
let me
together some memes. I think she would have shocked her parents when she was playing with Barbie dolls as a child. But you want to share the screen? We'll bring that up.
Hold on.
Give the hexagons a bit of a laugh.
Let's see. There we go. What do we got here? Just putting this here for safe keeping. Hex looking sexy. Go get him, Hex. Oh boy. Sammy.
Have a go at that. Hey,
she's Sammy's classy, man. She's got a lot of class.
I should have asked if this was a family show, but I don't think it's not. I don't think it would be with you being a pirate and all. But, you know,
no, it's never been a family show. We've got it all rated properly, and we don't allow kids to watch.
Sammy, awesome. And also the stolen Discourse Syndicate last Friday night was a great watch.
Yeah, it was.
That was great. Girls are really stepping up.
Yeah, we're back up to 0.016, and green candle coming. Green candle coming.
Yeah, cool.
Nice. Man, so it's official. It is PulseChain. It is PulseChain. That's going to be the name of the new fork of ETH. What do you think about that?
Oh, I think it's great. I think it's very good news for HEX. As you know, Captain, and I probably should just put a bit of disclaimer, I'm probably the least qualified person to talk about crypto in terms of understanding the computer science and the technology. But certainly, you
and I both.
I see a good thing like HEX, and I listen to Richard Hart. It's like, well, it was a no-brainer. You just have to basically look at it for a little bit, do a bit of research, and find out, and that it is. Yeah, it is it's a proper, true decentralized cryptocurrency, and the PulseChain. Yeah, look, HEX having its own chain is great for anyone holding HEX, whether it be staked or liquid. Very, very bullish news for HEX, and I think like we're seeing an upward trend on the chart now, and there's more demand than supply at the moment. The supply is really starting to dry up, so it's basic economic supply and demand. And we're seeing that in play now, and it's just going to make it. It's just going to be even more enhanced with HEX having its own blockchain, because I know, and you mentioned quick swap, and I'm not an expert in that either, but certainly using the Medic network, while it had some quirks, was pretty good. Like, it was nice to see those fast transactions. I know everyone's being frustrated with the fees, the Ethereum fees for transactions, and like, yeah, to be able to go onto there and have those fast transactions, that's just going to be a win. And also that those fees have been a barrier for entry, because, you know, while we live in, you know, first world countries, there are other people in the world that, you know, $20 or $50 is a lot of money for them, and they might only have that. They might only have that to throw. And of course, we know from what we learned from Richard Hart that adoption is the key for the whole cryptocurrency as a whole. You know, so we want to encourage. We don't want it sort of like price that whole what do you call it, like a whole
demographic out.
Demographic of people getting priced out because of the cost. You know,
yeah, that's really a problem right now. I mean, as the onboarding technologies and platforms are becoming more plentiful and a little easier to navigate through, the fees is just killing the situation. Because I onboarded somebody this weekend, and him and his wife came over, watched the fights, hung out, and then we onboarded. We made his Coinbase, we got everything through, and then all of a sudden I went, okay, well, hey, you know what, I'm going to send you some HEX over to your MetaMask. And I went in there, I was like, you know what, I'm a cheap son of a bitch. I'm not going to pay $50 for a transaction. You know, it was $51 for it was ridiculous. I'm like, I'm just not going to do it just to show him that his wallet works, you know? So it makes it suck a little bit more right now. But you know, we're going to have to wait for a fix. And I know that there was some more good news on the ETH side with that whole the whole Visa thing. Did you see that?
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
I guess
P1559.
Visa's going to start using USDC as a coin that can be swapped through Visa. So I guess you can make payments with USDC. So you'll be able to get a USDC Visa, or it'll attach to Visa, or I don't know if all Visas are going to be able to spend USD or what, but maybe you can attach a wallet to certain Visa cards, which is basically what you see out there now with a lot of these cards.
Yeah.
Hey, let me say hey to we got where'd it go? Hex. It said Hex Girls Gone Wild. What do we got in here? Some Girls Gone Hex. Okay. Hey, what's up, Girls Gone Hex? Nice. Let's see. Will holders of Pulse get to vote on projects that can come onto the chain? Look, we don't know yet. We have no clue. All we know is that that's the name at this point. There's a name and there's a website. And there was something that was interesting today when Richard posted, and I know it's just kind of like happenstance, but he changed the name of an old YouTube channel, so it showed it was 2018, but it does say PulseChain on it, so it showed that account was created in 2018. So I don't know, maybe he already had it set up. Who knows? Maybe it was just a YouTube channel that he put it, but why would he have this extra YouTube channel out there? I don't know. More conspiracy theories, right? Conspiracy theories.
One thing you do know, he's going to be two or three steps ahead of everyone else. You know, he's at the tip of the spear. That, like, if you're gonna,
I really think so.
Anyone to do a blockchain, it's got to be Richard Hart. He's got to lead that, particularly for Hex, given that he loves Hex and he loves the Hexicans. And man, I'll tell you what, in the last 24 hours, I had I was in the Telegram trying to work out my tip pot thing went AWOL. I don't know what happened to that. I was just trying to set up tip pot, and it's actually cost, as you say, back to the fees. It's like you have to put like $100 worth of ETH in just so you can put some Hex on there for tipping. But yeah, you know, oh geez, lost my train of thought there. But it was something about the OGs that are in there, and that new super chat thing is amazing. We're having these conversations with people in real time around the world, and some of the stories are coming out from the Hexicans and the OG Hexicans in there, educating and teaching newcomers that are coming in, and there are newcomers coming in, and there's been some really insightful conversation, and I like to be a fly on the wall. I've been a fly on the wall in there for the last 24 hours because, like I said, I've been chasing a transaction that I put through to the tipping bot, and I ended up not getting out of Telegram off and on. Of course, to go to have your 8 hours sleep. Try to get 8 hours sleep. There's another tip for you. You want to live longer?
Yeah, I've been driving to and from work and just turning it on and listening. I'm getting a lot of feedback from your mic there.
Yeah. Always trying to work with the audio is really finicky. It's one of the most important things is in these live streams is to have the audio perfect, and I'm a bit of an audio. There
we go.
Audio file. I like to have it just right. So,
yeah, the audio is the most important thing. But what I'm hearing, like all kinds of feedback coming back from somewhere. But the voice chat, very cool feature. You go in there, and I mean, there's a good and an evil in there. Sometimes there's just some really crazy, weird shit going on in there. And then other times, there's a lot of good conversation. So just to let all the Hexicans know, there are chat rooms for all those things, for everything you want. If you want to talk bearish or talk shit about, the charts and Hex and what it's doing right now, that's going to be the bear chat. You're going to go over to the bear chat and get in there. You want to talk about conspiracy theories and crazy shit, go over to Strape. Strape is there for you to go do that in. You want to talk about health matters and all that kind of stuff, go over to SciVive. And if you're I don't know who the admin is for it, but if you're an OG or you're been in the chat for a while, somebody will let you in the pro chat. There's a pro chat that has, just a handful of Hexicans in there, and usually conversations in there are really focused and pinpointed, and not as maybe that Hex regular chat has a lot of like a lot of new people in there, so there's a lot of OGs in there helping the new folks out. So just pick your chats and stick with the topics. Keep the chat rooms real.
That's next level. I mean, it's just adds so much value to the Hex community, and the fact that just the general vibe and attitude of the Mexican community is second to none. To me, it's absolutely second to none, and we are blessed with a great community and awesome people from all around the world. I was talking to 3 guys from Portugal last night, and and Brazil, and Finland, England, obviously America, and we're all united in our enthusiasm for the HEX product. It's just great, and
and it's great marketing tools also, because people who are just poking around looking at HEX come in there, and a lot of people are very helpful. You don't see all the shenanigans. Every once in a while, like I seen this troll over there in the voice chat the other night that was just trolling. You guys you admins, you gotta start kicking those guys out, man. I don't know why he was still in there after as long as he was, but what's that?
My mic can't be heard. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so you're right.
Yeah, there's just some funky stuff going on there. So the admins need to freaking squash that shit. Maybe we don't have enough admins. What's up, Wales only? I see Wells in there. Crypto Coffee's in too. Barely Crafty. Oh, look, here's all the OGs now coming. Here they are. Corey the Investor. Look at that. There we go. You see Maverick. Dude's got a cannon. Yeah, that's a pirate cannon back there. There's more than one cannon. I think there's like 15 cannons lined up along the side there. Let's see. That troll was ridiculous. Yeah, COG. That guy was just off the chain. He was talking about Richard sticking candles up his ass and shit. And it was I was surprised that they were still letting him stay in there. Hex Diablo, you have missed it. The PulseChain announcement has been made. So was it today? Today he announced the name. Was this first thing this morning, right? I think it was first thing this morning here, my time anyway. He announced that that was going to be the name of the new chain, and he put the .com out there and all that. So he had it all set up. There was an awesome live onboarding on voice chat just now. Nice. Got to keel haul the trolls, Captain. Yep, got to keel haul them, man. You guys got to get them out of there. Like today in crypto Twitter. I don't know. I think it was Chris Bleck's. I made a comment on Chris Bleck's post, his tweet, and I wasn't even like attacking anything. I just made a comment, and this guy must have seen my HEX avatar and whatnot. Boy, he just started laying into us. You guys are scammers and this and that and the other. And it's like, whoa, chill, dude. What are you talking about? Well, show me the value in HEX. Show me, all the stupid cliche questions, he just like laid into it like he really knew what he was talking about. And then I just blocked him and walked away. I was like, I don't have time to educate you. The guy was calling it a Ponzi. I mean, I just basically said, look, first get a dictionary and understand the definition of Ponzi before we can't even have a conversation until you understand, the freaking definitions of the words that we're going to be talking about. So go get a dictionary and learn first, because they're just talking out of the side of their neck all the time. So I just blocked him, but a bunch of people were talking to him for a while, and he just kept going and kept going. And he called me a scammer. He said, okay, you're scamming. I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't even have the power to scam anybody. I tweet, I shit post on Twitter, and I have a stream that we talk about HEX. We don't even really tell anybody to get involved or on board or anything. All we do is just talk about our experiences here. Every question when somebody comes up is, well, why'd you get into HEX, or how'd you get in? When did you get in? It's never been like, let's get you in,
That's right.
Yeah. Zero scam, anti-scam proof. Yep. HEX is anti-scam proof. It is because the only one that can scam you in HEX is you.
That's it.
You're the only one. You and the code. It's you and the code, man. And the code don't lie. Code will be your friend, or the code will fuck you up. It's up to you on what button you push or don't push. Let's see.
You know, what's that? Bit of an element there, but Richard Hart right again, of course. He just says we just ghost them. We don't just pay attention.
Yeah, we just ghost them.
Don't give
I
them any
literally just
attention.
blocked the guy. I was like, I don't have time.
Like, come on, off you go, mate. But hey, Crypto King, our mate Crypto King, one of our cutthroats. He's been doing the run around, and apparently he's made some inroads with perhaps and obviously I'm outside of my circle of competency. On Twitter, I like and retweet, but that's about it. But there's might be, I'm not quite sure, it is someone who's involved with one of the coin ranking sites. They've identified within that organisation that's identifying that, you know, the coin market cap gatekeeping and the things that are going on are starting to be noticed by, you know, I guess influential people. So I believe there's been some progress made, and that's thanks to some of the engagement that Crypto King's been doing around the grounds. So I mean, the hexagons are all out there. You've got to be a little bit measured and strategic about how you approach certain problems. And I know that a lot of people are thinking about it and doing it the right way. And then sometimes, but if you say the wrong thing about Hex or Richard Hart on Twitter, you're gonna have the hexagon legion onto you. They'll come out of the woodwork, and yeah, so that's kind of good as well. But it's got to be measured. So if we get the results that we're looking for, and I think we are anyway, it'll happen regardless.
Yeah. No, we've got scouts out there. Like Nerd Girl's done some really good work lately. She's been breaking into some communities, breaking into some bigger names, having conversations with them, talking to them about their coin ranking sites, and also Nomics. Nomics just did he jumped into the voice chat, I think, in the HEX Telegram, and him and Richard had a nice conversation, and he's staked, man. The freaking owner is staked.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, so he can make all the difference in the game, doesn't it? Yeah.
What's that?
I said it makes all the difference having a little bit of skin in the game, and that's what we find with some of the critics and people that are sort of like trying to poke holes in the code, which we welcome. Anyone who wants to play devil's advocate to say, hey, we think HEX is the best crypto, come at us and tell us why we're wrong, prove us wrong. But like people that do that have a sort of critical view and then actually stake HEX or buy it, you know, they get their HEX and then stake it, and then they can see how wonderful, how truly wonderful it is, how innovative it is, and they get it. Then they end up joining up and becoming part of the network. So it's great like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh boy, I'm getting some breaking news from Hexologist. Hexologist, for those of you who don't know, he has a super secret TA room. There's only like a couple of people allowed in there, and it's paid. You have to pay Hexologist to get in there, and he charges a lot. But he said that the pump is in. What else did he say? Let's just talk about his breakout here. He said, where is it? He said, I think HEX. I hope I don't get kicked out of the room for this, but he says HEX has just hit support. We're going to see a mega pump now. Everybody, that's straight from Hexo's paid for chat room right there. That's Hexo's paid chat. And he's putting some other stuff, but I can't even talk about that right now.
Or you can just, it's you know, Blind Freddy could pick that. It's going to happen sooner or later.
Yeah. So speaking of the chat rooms and and the coin ranking sites, we did have that conversation with Richard, and what is the owner of Nomics? His name is oh boy, what is his name? Let's see if I can find him real quick. He is staked. We just said that he's staked, but his name is doggone it. Has somebody put it in the chat yet? Hold on. thinking the TA.
Of
What is it? Oh, Clay Collins. Clay Collins. Vince is like freaking Johnny on the spot. Yeah. So Clay Collins got in there and chatted it up with Richard, and he said he actually said that he was excited about HEX. He was always wanting to make sure that all his integrity and the rankings were right. And then he actually said that when him and Richard were talking, I don't know exactly what they were talking about. It had something to do with the liquidity in the OA and the staked coins, and the staked coins actually being part of the market cap. And he said, yeah, well, we'll add that to it. So if they do that, from what it sounded like Mr. Collins was getting ready to actually expand the market cap ranking of HEX and add, I think he said add stake coins. I'm not sure, but I think that's what he was talking about. So go back and listen to that if you want, but I think that's what anyway, yeah, that was interesting to hear him talk. And he said that he was gifted HEX and that he staked it. Now, here's what's cool about that is that these guys have never seen a coin make coins before. They've never seen a staking coin work like HEX does with that with the APY that we get. So they're going to actually get to sit there. He's going to sit there and watch it and go, holy crap, on top of price go up, my freaking HEX bag go up too. So bag go up on top of price go up. And that's going to be very, very interesting for these people to start actually seeing that. So that's cool that he actually has a bag of HEX.
Right. And that's exactly why there was the free Bitcoin claim in the launch, because it actually gave Bitcoin OGs the opportunity or anyone holding Bitcoin, the opportunity to see how HEX works and how dynamic the system is and how amazing and awesome HEX actually is. There's nothing else like it. It's the money program, and it's hard money. It's true store of value. You know, that's why. I mean, yeah, I like to just keep. I'd rather have my money in HEX when the money that I earn in business or work. I'd rather put it into crypto. I feel that the crypto is almost a safe haven or a hedge against what's happening in a broader sense, a broader macro world with the financial system, the legacy financial system, you know. So I just don't have, and I think a lot of people are opening their eyes and not having confidence in like the banking system and the fiat currency world and the governments that are sort of, I mean, that the money printings is staggering. The amount of fiat currency that's been printed by the reserve banks and that around the world of many countries.
Around the world, it's happening everywhere. Yeah. It's not just like in the U.S., which I mean we're leading the charge, but the whole world is doing it. But what that's going to do, and I know, I don't know how much inflation it's going to take or make, but we haven't seen it yet. You know, I mean, we've been having inflation period, but I mean, we haven't seen the damage yet. I think that those funds need to go somewhere, and a lot of it's going to come into crypto. And
exactly, and right. The wall money coming into crypto. It's got to that all that money's going somewhere. They're looking for a place for it to go. I mean, huge amounts, vast amounts of money that are just sort of floating around in the banking system that not filtering down. It seems like a decoupling from the real world or the real economy from the market. You know, the macro, the stocks and that. And that's kind of like where we say, oh, well, in looking at cycles and market cycles and trends like that, you say, well, one of the mistakes you can make is say, well, this time it's different, but actually does feel different because I don't think the world's seen a pandemic like what we've been through for the last 12 months. And so it actually is such like a breath of fresh air and feels good to be in like the best crypto HEX. Like it's been the best thing that I've ever done in my life. It's been the best decision that I've made. And it's proven that. And like just the last week is just when you think it couldn't get any better, you know.
You see, well, we haven't seen a pump like this for a while, you know, and and now here we just have to be patient.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, how long game? You're in with your stake long. You're in HEX. That's it. So you might as well buckle up and get ready for the ride.
Yep. Oh boy, hold on a second. I've got Hexo texting me stuff. Oh boy, what do we got? Oh. Okay. I'm gonna have to have a talk with them about that one. Anyway, so Crypto Ewok said they are going to make it full supply, not just circulating supply. So are we saying that, was I correct in saying that he wants to take the stake supply, and of course all of the OA supply and the liquid supply and add that all to market cap? Oops. I mean, that's going to put us up insane, right? I mean, that's another 10% on top of the OA and what's out there. So that's going to be a nice little pump if they do that, as far as market cap goes. Let's see.
Got some nice little green candles now.
Let's see how else is his Lights Out says no, it's where shoot, I just missed that. This chat. There we go. Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and Bill Gates have been dumping billions in stocks recently. They know something's up. So the stocks are, well, the stock market isn't crashing yet. But wonder what they're doing. They're going into cash. If they're going into cash, then where could it go? Where could it go? Projects or crypto. I mean, where would it go? I know that for a fact that that all the big banks are creating their own crypto funds, so they're getting ready to get in. I think that we're probably in for another, for an extended bull run, versus, a pump and dump or an end to it. Even though all of the top signals are in, a lot of the top signals are in. I haven't heard much about, I have heard, and NFTs seem to have calmed down a little bit for the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
ETH is absolutely wrecked when it comes to fees. I mean,
yeah,
something's got
uneconomical to use.
You see all the memes with the big ship stuck with they got Ethereum pasted across the side of it.
Oh wow. No.
Hey, like every time you see a traffic jam with a big rig across the road, it's got Ethereum across it. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
But, that scaling solution. Well, let's see what they come up with the PulseChain. I sort of got a feeling like we know Richard Hart was a Bitcoin maximalist, and he I know that you as well, Captain, were a huge fan, and we all have a soft spot for Bitcoin in a way, in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's like feels like Richard Hart's been handed the baton by Satoshi Nakamoto himself. He's like, and Richard Hart's just gone, hold my beer, and now we're seeing HEX and PulseChain, and that's the new paradigm. It's a paradigm shift in crypto,
I think so. I think so. We'll see what happens. I mean, if he comes out with this anytime soon, that would be amazing. I mean, that would be really, really amazing. But if it takes a while, well, then we'll see what happens, because I'm sure ETH's. I mean, I don't know why they're not getting anything done. Maybe they're just not ready. Maybe ETH's just not ready for it.
I don't know enough about it, but yeah, it certainly is a bottleneck in terms of scaling and getting that adoption, because of the fact that the network is so congested. And I don't know the details of why that is. We just know the end result for everyone that's using Ethereum network, that the fees are high. So you need to think about what you're doing, which is in a way is good for long-term stakers, long-term thinkers, mid to long-term thinkers that are in HEX, because those stakes are out there. They're just sitting there and they're earning interest trustlessly. It's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of reception it's going to get. Let's just say he does have this thing ready in the next few months. and he launches it, and we put HEX on it and all that. And there's some type of a airdrop. Oh boy. There's some type of an airdrop, and you know, people start getting a little FOMO into it a little bit, you know, because everybody wants FOMO into something new. And with HEX's record and what it's done, people get word that Richard's doing what he's doing. I'm sure that we're going to see some FOMO into that whole situation. I mean, I don't even know how it's actually going. I mean, obviously it's its own entity, you know, outside of HEX. I just don't know, you know, what the parameters of it are going to be. If there's going to be an airdrop to hexagons as far as your stakes or your shares, or you know, a wallet drop, or maybe nothing. Who knows? Well,
there's some really smart conversation in the super chat that sort of described how the fork works and how that I mean, it's pure speculation, of course, because we don't know, and we're not experts, but it's like a fork in the road. Basically, the Ethereum blockchain's moving this way, and as it gets to a, you know, completed one block, the Ethereum network goes one way, and the new PulseChain will go the other way, and then of course, basically that'll be a copy, and from there, the new coins will be a copy of these old coins will stay on the Ethereum, and the new coins will go on the PulseChain, and it'll be like sort of like similar to switching over to the Matic network with your MetaMask wallet, for example, because that's the majority of hexagons are using MetaMask, and then it'll just be one of those that drop down list with the where how you hook up to the Matic network, and there may be a bridge or something that you may need to use to move between the various networks depending on what you want to use your hex for, and there might be wrapped hex, you know. But I can't talk about anything about the, like, in terms of the Pulse token, or how the utility token will work in terms of paying for those transactions and things on that. I mean, Richard talked about it, of course, when he did his stream last week, saying that there'll be nodes and things like that will connect the system, and that's, I don't know, is that that's got a bit of a soldier's five on how that would work in my mind for everyone.
I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios as far as, but yeah, I mean, that's the gist of it, but there's a lot of different ways in which it can launch. And I like the fact that it's named, you know, something completely separate from what we have here with HEX. And it's a great name. It's a really good name, actually. I mean, I know there's a little inside joke with all of us, but it's actually a good name, and for a chain. And I think that because it has its own branding, that it won't carry any of our stigma with it, you know. And
so smart as a marketer, and I think that's to bring in all the dry powder, to bring in new economic energy, new users that's actually going to compete with Ethereum potentially, you know.
Yeah.
So
well, yeah,
obviously
that's
the HEX coin, but you know, there's all those other dApps and other things that may come across as well as a copy from Ethereum, and that might bring in the whole Ethereum network of users, you know, 10x the users, perhaps. I don't know. That's, I mean, certainly the marketing side of things, they put a lot of thought into it already. You can see that it's shaping up to be just another brilliant Richard Hart special, you know.
Yeah. It says, Crypto Goose says, I'm going to buy a validator node on the PulseChain. Yeah, well, I don't know if we're going to be able to buy him, or if he's going to issue some, or if it's just going to be on an individual basis, or you've got to have some type of a wallet that has some certain size to it, or a certain type of share pool value that's going to end up getting, you know, the ability to do that. But it's going to be interesting to see. I want one bad, but I don't know how. I don't know what the requirements are going to be to get one of those. You know. Let's see. I would love to see privacy incorporated into PulseChain. Zero knowledge as a default would be amazing. Richard loves to mention what the true vision of crypto is. You know, I would imagine that, you know, I've heard Richard talking about all these things about the zero knowledge and all of the things that are available that just he's always said, look, they're there. They just haven't implemented them yet. They haven't used these things. They're all of these things are there. So I would imagine that he's going to put some really cool features into it, and it's going to be probably just as in line with what we think of as real crypto as HEX is. You know, I mean, imagine it. If he's making his own chain, then it's got to have, you know, the best of the best in it, as far as, you know, security, anonymity, all of those things. Richard's he's not gonna skimp. I mean, I know maybe he's under the gun trying to get it out because he knows that there's a lot of hexicans that are, you know, I mean, let's be honest. There's a lot of stakes that are coming out that are smaller that are getting wrecked because they can't unstake. You know, they're letting them bleed out, or, you know, and you know, I mean, I'm not gonna. I didn't stake this year. I didn't want to stake year one. I just pushed it all out. I saw the value in shares. I emergency in, staked everything that was here that I can get my hands on, and I pushed it out because I wanted more shares. And so, you know, I didn't run into the problem. I don't have stakes coming out until 2022, but I mean, it's a shame that that you can't even move a $20 transaction or a $50 transaction without paying more than that transaction's worth, you know.
Yeah, slow charge is going to be, and apparently that's going to do another 2 or 3x in April. So it's going to be, get ready for it. If you've got stakes coming up in the next 6 months, it's going to be a bit of a rocky road for some users. But you know, like I don't like what you pointed out about Richard. I don't think he'll compromise his principles or his
No.
in terms of the delivery. You know, we've seen how much of a masterpiece HEX is, and how beautiful and elegant the code is, and how it works just perfectly 100% of the time. And all around us, we're seeing, you know, rug pulls and scams and all this nonsense all from the underbelly of crypto. And we're actually giving cryptocurrency credibility again, and bringing in people and getting that sort of, I guess, some recognition for the work that, or the effort that Richard has led. You know, like it is amazing. It simply is the most amazing thing I've seen in my time. It's like it's been. I mean, it really is life changing for people if they just follow that simple thing. He's giving you the hack, basically. You want to print your own, you mint your own rewards, you run the code, you be your own bank, and it's nothing better than that.
Yeah,
you know, we're all the money makes the world go around, and look at what's happening into the it's like a rotten apple, the old financial system. You know, at the base level of the banks is they're probably running like old decrepit systems, floppy disk and MS DOS, and because they've just bolted things on the top layer by layer, and here we are 20 years 30, 40 years later, we're still running technology from the 80s for the most important thing that drives trade and drives the economy. And
I worked for the oldest telecommunications company in the US, and they still use, because they're so afraid to mess with it, they still use the old DOS prompt, like literally the green flashing cursor with the black screen. They still use that as the system for all of your phone accounts information. Every phone number is in there. You still literally have to, you go through a GUI interface, but it backs you right into this DOS prompt, and you literally have to use a DOS prompt and know how to read code, you know, somewhat, just to read a customer's account. They still actually use that thing, like to what you're saying. And it's actually the oldest program, and it's still in existence because it was the first database that was the phone system was like the first database that they used publicly. So kind of crazy.
Look at crypto. I mean, I sent crypto around the other side of the world. It took whatever the 13-minute block is on Ethereum. Small charge, a little bit higher than what you'd expect, but hey, no questions asked. No, like, it's borderless. Basically, you're sending that store of value, that actual currency, that one proof of value from Australia to America, just like that. You know, you can't do that through the banks. You can't even do that. I can't even send $20 around the road to someone's account. It's got to go out of my bank account up into to their bank account. It might take. I know they're getting better. I suppose they're getting better with some of these pay IDs and the OSCOs and things like that, and the visa system and all those things are okay. But you know, it is good to be able to actually be in charge of your own money and make those decisions about sending money here, there, or everywhere.
Yeah, my favorite is Cash App now. I'm using Cash App, and just getting in there, buying Bitcoin there, and then going to Atomic wallet, and boom, swap it right out. You can swap it right out you can swap Bitcoin for HEX on Atomic wallet.
Yeah, right.
Just boom, and it's done, and then you can send your HEX off. So I really like the Cash App. I haven't tried to do a large amount. I don't know what their limits are, to be honest, but I actually like it. I think it's probably a great onboarding tool for people, to be completely honest.
Bitcoiners or for no coiners?
Yeah, for no coiners, hey, because they're getting into what's familiar. They're getting Bitcoin, and then you don't have to do anything crazy like wrap shit and you just literally you can trade your Bitcoin over for HEX right there on Atomic wallet. So that's one of the good things that they have on that. That's a great feature. So using that and then send it straight from there to your MetaMask. And now they have, you could do I wouldn't suggest using MetaMask on your phone, but they have the app and everything now that you can put it all in there. But
I have a wallet on your phone like MetaMask. It'd be like just a hot wallet with a burner, so you wouldn't keep your.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to use it on my phone. Somebody gonna unstake all your shit. Yeah, David said Cash App is amazing. It is. And then in conjunction with Atomic wallet, man, it's really great. Really great. Let's see. What do we got going on? JFK 666. I don't know what you're talking about in there, bro. Had some conversations going on. Well, slap me silly and call me Flipper. Come on, Brasology. Don't be fronting. Everybody knows what you are. Everybody knows what you are, big baller. Let's see. DC Maverick Bingo. What's that? I don't know what you're saying there. Bitstream DS pump going on. Yeah, we're pumping a little. We're still pumping, guys. I just lost my train of thought. I was gonna bring something up right before I started talking about that atomic swap thing. Let me pull it. Oh yeah, we are pumping. 0168.
Yep.
Moving back up again a little bit.
4 points since the start of the stream. Yep. Nice.
Okay.
So you get much? Have you got much sort of a vibe from the Las Vegas, the Hexagon meetup in Las Vegas?
There, the Hexagon meetup. Yeah. So Maddie Allen and I are putting the first meetup together, and this is going to be the predecessor to the HEX convention. We're going to try and have a HEX convention in 2022. Hopefully, the COVID things are way calmed down and everybody's bags are pumped really nice and fat, and they can make some really nice trips out to Vegas. I think next year will be a good one. But we're gonna have a meetup, and Maddie's put all these activities together that are out in Vegas. There's a lot of shit you can do in Vegas. You can go and damn near rent a bazooka and go shoot a bazooka, or you can go.
Reason to go to America, of course. I'm going to go to America and shoot a bazooka. Why not? Hey.
You ever come out here, we can take the clicks for a ride if you want, and we'll go out and go do some shooting. There's still a couple places in Southern California that I can still plink, but used to, when I was a kid, we just drive up. There's a place out here called Lido Creek. It wasn't too far. You drive down this road through these canyons, and the canyons were high, so it was just a perfect range. I mean, it was far from the road, and then just every couple hundred feet or so, they had just a spot where you can go in and just start shooting, and they throw cars and buckets and and just shit out there and just go out there and just blast away, and have fun. And there's just, they close that place down, so they don't have a lot of places to plink. Now you got to go far to go plinking, or you got to go to a range, and some of my stuff I can't take into the range, so I just gotta,
Yeah, right. We had a couple of guys that
and the damn for that. Ammunition's so expensive too. Oh my goodness.
Demand. Everyone's buying up the ammo. COVID. That's what I heard. They were all lining up around the gun shops over there. But again,
yeah, when we had our meetup out here, I was literally going to buy some ammunition and then go to the meetup, and I went over to the ammo store, and there was a line down the street. I was like, holy shit. So I forget it. And we just went and hang out with COG and Vince and all those guys. We just kicked it. But yeah, man, there was no, it's hard to get anything right now. It's expensive and hard. Yeah. So yeah, it's special occasions.
Do a little reminiscence. You just remind me of that about the when you mentioned the lion. Remember that there was that documentary, The Lion King, and you know how when the Hex News used to every day he'd do a new meme, and he did that. I think he did a meme with Richard Hart as the do the face and the whole thing. How good was that?
That was really good. Yeah, Hexo's got to like make NFTs out of all of his thumbnails. He made some badass thumbnails.
Right. That's exactly right.
He should make them all NFTs. Is what he should do.
Serial code on them and whack them on the blockchain. I'm sure you'll get someone will come along with more money than sense and buy them.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that's that whole thing is just. I'm actually in talks with people who are creating NFTs. They wanted to do an NFT project with us, and I mean, I'm just trying to really find, everybody talks about how great these things are, but I just don't see the use case in them yet. I'm like, okay, I understand that. Yeah, it's a technology. Well, what's funny is that people are getting all excited about them that are they're new to crypto, I guess. And I mean, all this stuff was talked about back in 2017 with the ICO days. Oh, it's going to have this feature. Oh, it's going to give artists the right to their own works and blah 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 and all this shit. But none of it's ever come to fruition. And they've just made promises. They've done things like crypto kitties and pumped the price out of these things. And now they got these NFTs, and we've seen one sold for 69 million, which was probably a money laundering operation. Not accusing anybody of anything, but I mean, why would somebody run $69 million through a crypto picture, a pixelated crypto picture? I don't know, but so I mean, it's just fuckery going on still. But I still see people excited about it, like. There was a guest on Nerd Girl stream on Saturday, and she was excited about it. And I heard she said all the right things, oh, it can do this, it can do that. But I've been hearing them sing this song and dance for fucking years, man. And it always falls flat. It always falls flat. Nobody's bringing like something real to the table. Right. It's like,
I'll give you my take on it, because I think, just coming at it from not the PDF or the not PDF, was it JPEG thing, but from the music world perspective and the royalties around use of, I guess, original material and copyright material. The Kings of Leon, I don't know if everyone's probably heard of that band. I'm not sure where they're from. American band, great band. Their new album is being released as an NFT. So what does that mean? It just means that that there's a link somehow to the blockchain, so that when that song or that piece of music gets played anywhere from that source, when you purchase it, you purchasing the NFT that's linked from the blockchain. So if you own it, means you can play it anywhere you like. But if there's I don't know if it's some sort of commercial element to it, then
they get their royalty
from that. But also think of the people think of the fan base, think of the numbers of people and how small cryptocurrency is as an industry. So there is and I hear what you said about the people that believe in the NFTs, and you can't discount that passion or that drive or that enthusiasm and I've seen them as well. They're like religious zealots in a way, and you're trying to go, get your head around this because, Richard Hart saying no fucking thanks, mate,
Yeah.
And you're like, well, that's as well. So where do you sort of like make your own sort of research and find out about what that's all about? That's just my sort of learning so far.
Yeah, well, I think Richard hits it where, like, it's a waste of time for him to endorse NFTs because they're speculative tools right now, and people are spending stupid, ungodly amounts of money. So they're really not using it for what it's. Once again, crypto has stolen the good idea that it was. Like, for instance, okay, what if an artist can make its so now I have a YouTube platform, and we don't have to worry about copyright infringement because I'm going to pay bits to play that song because I purchased the NFT, so I could play that song in my video and not get a copyright hit. And then that automatically goes, because I purchased that NFT to do so, or I purchased the right to use that thing. And then the little bits of it go to the artist. I think that's a great use case for NFTs. If that even is part of an NFT, the part of a function of the NFT, which I think it is.
The royalties, I mean, you look at the music industry, that generally the actual people that creating the songs are getting the smallest cut, because it's got to go through all these middlemen to, record cut on old school sort of record labels and things like that. And the artists themselves have got, they're living on the bones of their ass, and some hobble in backwood or wherever. I don't know.
And Dan, let me address this real quick. NFT. Okay, so Hex Monkey says NFTs are so ridiculous, I have no words for it anymore. Well, see, and then Dan Edmonds has the other argument. Just because you don't understand the use case doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Value is in the eye of the beholder. Well, you know what? Well, Hex Monkey, first of all, they're ridiculous because of how they're being used right now. The technology, just like the ability to create a voting system with blockchain, all these things, all of these great technologies are there, and encrypted technologies are there, but nobody has used them because there's other things that replace them. There's other things that they haven't replaced, that let's just say that crypto technologies haven't replaced. Why? Because the blockchain's slow, clunky, and nobody likes using it because there's other things that they're used to using that they use now for those things. So on against your argument, there are good technologies, but they're just not being utilized, and people don't want to use them for some reason. Now, Dan, as far as value in the eye of the beholder, we that was the same argument they gave with the Crypto Kitties thing, and those things dumped out to shit. So I mean, the speculation is overblown. 69 million for a JPEG is just wrong. I mean, I'm sorry, it's wrong. Now I see that there can be value, you can have value in these things, but some of this shit's just crap. There's shenanigans going on in the background. Once again, in crypto, there is shenanigans. They've used this thing to try and take people's money. I'm sorry. So anyway, let's see. Well said, RG and Dan. What's that?
I said they could have just bought Hex and staked maybe right by now instead of trying to
and see, I think Richard is really harsh in how he says it to everybody. Like, you fucking idiots, this shit doesn't work, don't use it. And he's right. He's right. But sometimes you got to use a little bit of sugar, a little bit of honey out there, let people understand, like, look, guys, what's working right now is this thing called HEX. The rest of crypto has their heads up their ass. The rest of crypto is full of two different types: very, very, very smart guys and very, very, very shady marketing type guys. And they've taken over the smart guys' projects, and they've said, no, we're not really using your shit. We just want to make a lot of money off of your shit. And that's what crypto's full of. So all these cool technologies that are supposed to come out because of blockchain, that, like I said, have replacement products for them already, have technologies already that may or may not be as good as a crypto solution. but they're already out there. So nobody's really interested in a lot of those projects. And that's why I mean, come on, they should have been implemented a long time ago. If they were so great. I mean, I hear the same argument today that I heard, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, where, hey, this thing can replace this, or this thing can get, royalties for artists and remove the middlemen from all of this, and remove the middlemen from, paying your taxes, and remove the middlemen from your mortgages, and remove the middlemen from, voting, and all these things. I keep hearing it, but nobody's putting it into play, man. Nobody's putting any of that shit into play. So once again, the NFT, great idea. Cool. There's some technology there. Cool that it could do something. I see what it can do. But nobody's implementing it, and they're speculating once again and pumping the shit out of it. And people are getting, wrecked and rich at the same time.
Yep.
So
boom bust, isn't it?
Yeah, boom and bust. We're here again. And then that's what Richard's trying to say is like, look, I've made the only solution really that's working in crypto. It's a simple, stupid little financial product that's called a certificate of deposit. It's a time lock on your crypto. That's all that really is any good in crypto right now. So
look at who he's doing. Look at all the people that have come into, all the crypto guys that have come into HEX. But there was a little pro tip that you said there. I said, guys, pay your taxes, eh? Do the right thing. You don't want to be looking over your shoulder, or move to Portugal. Apparently they've got really lax crypto laws over there. So,
yeah. I mean, if you're going to have a tax situation, figure out the right thing to do. That's you got to. I mean, you got to look at your options. It's just
box, but yeah,
part of being a responsible investor. And I know that there's just people that aren't going to listen. They're not going to do it, and they're going to get, they'd rather just go ahead and freaking cowboy it or whatever. Then that's on you. I like putting my head on my pillow at night and feeling good about it.
Exactly right. We got time for a dad joke.
I'm away from the prison system, man. I don't want to go in there, man. I don't want to go in there or get my money taken from me, unwillingly. It's still unwilling. Paying taxes isn't a happy thing, but it's unfortunately it's a necessary.
I've got one for that, but it's probably M-rated. If you're going to be in there, this bloke went in there. He's sharing a cell with Bubba, big burly black guy, right? He's like, right, mate, let's have a game of mummies and daddies. And he's, what do you want to be, the mummy or the daddy? And he's like, oh, geez, this is a bit scary. I better be the daddy then. And he's like, oh, well, then come over here and suck mummy's cock.
But
that wasn't the dad joke I was going to tell. That's not the dad joke.
I don't want to be on the other side of that joke. But so I keep telling everybody, do your due diligence. We've already got guys moving to Puerto Rico. We got Franklin out there. We got Big Krakowski out there. We've got Gary out there. So all those guys are there. I'm making a trip out there at the end of the year. Go check things out. I'd love to set up operations out there myself. It's a freaking tropical paradise with surf. I mean, that's perfect for RG to go and retire in. So,
I mean, it's like you had that dream in your head, that future, your future self, and that's what HEX is so great. We're all sort of living the dream, or we're enacting. Our words are enacting our future. We're speaking our future, our truth to power, and our futures. And I think a lot of Hexicans are going to have the most amazing journeys through the next time, man. It's so good.
So I mean,
doing that RG out on the beach, that's your happy place with your surfboard, beautiful sunny day on the white beach, the waves rolling in, the sound of the ocean. Can't beat it, eh?
Yes. No, what I see HEX, I mean, I've got my retirement set up. I've done things to set up my retirement. I've been a working guy my whole life. I'm not super wealthy, but done all right. And but what HEX has done is, at this point where HEX is now, I'm not counting any chickens until they're hatched, of course. because I've been in this position before, and I've seen, I've seen things reverse really, really quickly. I mean, I'm looking at when you see your account do what it's doing right now, the volatility. I mean, the pumps are great, but the dumps are just as hurtful as the great pumps, because that is a lot of value going up and down when you've got, your HEX staked out there like that, and you're watching that happen.
I don't get emotionally, that isn't it? I live my life on the HEX chart all the time. I'm writing it.
Your staker app.
Yeah,
it's tough, man. It's tough to watch that. So what I see HEX as, for me anyway, and a lot of the people my age are thinking the same thing, is this is an upgrade to my freedom, to my retirement. This is a monster upgrade, an unexpected upgrade, because if this does play out like it is or better, then it definitely upgrades my retirement. That's for sure. I get to do what I want, when I want, where I want, with who I want, and the style that I want to do it in. That's, that's what it means. And that's freedom to me.
That's it. And I was at a point, like, I must admit, like that last year, you know what, that pump last April had me, I was in tears, because it was the first time anything like that had ever happened.
Oh, really?
It brought me to tears, mate. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was just, but now it's kind of like, I see them going, you start to become a little bit numb. Do you still want to obviously follow it, and it's fun, but yeah, that was kind of my first crypto experience in terms of, okay, that's what crypto's about. You're coming in for the mad gains. If you want the mad gains, well, you come to the right place. It's HEX. HEX crypto's the only one. It's, to me, I know other stuff out there, but I just block it all out. I'm like, got the blinkers on. I only really into HEX,
Yeah.
I like to know what's going on, but I still like to, I prefer, like, that's just, I got this thing now for HEX. It's just been, it's done so well for me, backing myself into it.
Now, what time did you get in? What month was it? You were in the first months? You formed in day one?
Yeah. No, not day one, day two, because it wasn't because I would have foamed in day one, but it was just that I had like I just found out about it like 2 or 3 days before the launch. I'd never heard of Richard Hart or anything. Like on the 28th of November, the YouTube algorithm threw up a debate between him and Tone Vase. And then, from there, I was just buying shiny things and leaving them sitting on the exchange like everyone else. And I'd only just been doing that for like a month. That was my introduction to crypto. And then, of course, fortunately, after I came across Richard Hart, that video, and then it took me a couple of days before the penny to drop. And I'm like, hang on a minute, that guy had some real ticker about him. I want to go back and watch that. What was that crypto? And then of course, I came across hex.com, and it blew my mind. It really did. And I was like a dog with a bone. And then by the time I got MetaMask sorted and worked out how to sell off all the shit coins into ETH and get across to MetaMask and then do the adoption amplifier, was day 2. So it was almost accidental hero. Missed the day one FOMO, thankfully. But as I said, it just surprised me, just being there from the start and witnessing just the, I don't know, like, would you say haters and the just all the FUD, and like, I was like, I had people sending me messages saying, "Oh, you're going to lose all your money." I'm like, what do I care? What do you care what I do with my money?
I've never had any of that happen. And yes, I've seen it all, heard it all, watched it all happen when we all launched, because I mean, I was in some shitty ass Telegram rooms with some really shitty ass pump and dump TG rooms back in the ICO days, and nobody ever, and I'm talking, they were putting straight up dog shit on the block saying, here, get into this. We're going to get into this tonight. Nobody ever said you're going to get scammed. Nobody ever said you're going to lose your money. Nobody ever said be happy staying poor or whatever, none of that shit, and now that's all I've heard over here. And it's the only clean crypto I've ever seen. It's like, wait a minute, something's freaking seriously wrong with crypto, man. Something is seriously wrong, because this is the cleanest fucking coin I have ever seen. I mean, I don't get it. I never have been able to put my finger on it. I know it has to do with Richard. I know it has to do with, the marketing. I think Richard thought, well, all these guys like these shiny objects and this bullshit talk, so I'll just throw that out there and watch what happens. And I think it kind of backfired in a way. But
almost too good. Yeah.
But fucking we're the ones that scored because of it. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Because it slowed the growth down, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if Hex could have grew any faster. I guess it could have if it had really nice mainstream adoption and a really nice write-up and all of the coin market caps and everybody were talking really well about it. And Richard was, in interview after interview with a shirt and tie on, and all that kind of stuff. Maybe we would have had a different type of launch, but fuck, man, I'd have it no other way. I want it pirate as fuck. Fuck all of you guys. Go ahead and slap us around. Go ahead and spit on us, because I like being the underdog, to be honest. I love being the underdog. Give it to me. Give it to me. Yep, you're absolutely right, Key. Didn't backfire. More opportunity for all us early birds. Exactly right. It was exactly what he wanted, probably, because I have heard him say, "I'm making new whales. I'm making new whales." Maybe he wanted to see, what kind of salt you were made of, and see what you had in the tank, and see if you can hang.
Yeah, that's it.
Because I'm telling you, man, the 10% that are in there, those aren't weak hands in there. You remember we used to see all of the emergency end stake shit, people getting wrecked. Now every once in a while you'll see somebody do something stupid, but it's not like it used to be. Used to be a lot of early end staking, a lot of screwing up. But yeah, not now. Not now. You've got some strong ass hands in there. Everything that was before that $1.5 billion that came out, I think was about the weak hands. And I think that's what you're seeing getting shook out right now is all the liquid that's out there there was like 6-7 billion out there since big payday or something. And I think all that's just getting wicked out right now. And the weak hands are going away.
You got to expect some profit taking. There's no doubt. You can see that in the chart. But
you're
right.
They deserve it. If they held on to it for a year, they deserve profits. Heck yeah.
Yeah. Just that's the market. That's just how it works. So you can't fault them for that. No one ever went broke taking a profit every now and again. So
I want to talk about this too.
Shaping up to be, that's a good
so
point.
Dan says this is the most bullish chart I've ever seen in 20 years of trading. I only got into looking at charts and looking at macroeconomics and charts and Fibonacci's and those the golden ratio. I knew what those things were, but I knew about cycles and history. But I started looking at charts a little bit when I got into crypto, like started trading it in like 2016, 15, 16, when I started to kind of play around with it. And so I started reading these charts thinking that, I was going to be able to become a trader, but I just don't have the fucking mind for a trader. I'm just way, I'm number dyslexic. So I'm horrible with doing math and shit. But I can look at these things and look at trends and see, I can see health in a chart. And when you look at the freaking macro, the backed up look at HEX, that is a strong ass chart, man. There is I have never seen anything that strong, just freaking up and to the right. It looks like Bitcoin's chart. Like if it looks the same as Bitcoin's chart, but if you were to shrink Bitcoin's chart down to a year, it's just amazing.
Yep, definitely. Mathematics. In a lot of ways too. So yeah, very, very much so. I think it's going to be an exciting little period that we're going into where the supply is starting to tighten up as well.
Trading a kidney for his HEX. Right on, just one persona. Right on. Trade them both. Why not?
Mate, I threw my last $50 at HEX.
I'm still buying HEX.
That's it.
I'm still buying on a regular basis.
Absolutely buy the dips.
Yeah, I pull up my my cash in there and
That's it.
trade it in USDC and then boom,
Yeah.
buy a little dip. I'm just getting worried though that the dips are gonna, like this weekend was like, oh man. But me and Hexo, we talked. I mean, you could have got like a 0.14 or something like that over the weekend. I think that was the lowest dip. There was a couple of little 0.14 dips, but now boom, we're back up to 167.
Yep.
Nice.
So
breakout.
Do you know much about this low liquidity environment? Apparently, that's where the moves are made. That's where all the action happens, and all the, I don't know, what do we say? It's like a game of chess going on somewhere in the background. I don't know.
I never. That was one thing that he taught me. I never knew about that.
Yep.
Was that low liquidity. The lower the liquidity goes, the higher the price can jump. I wasn't. I mean, it's obvious now. It's like duh, but I wasn't aware of that. You always think more liquidity is better. More liquidity is better. More liquidity is better. Makes the coin look stronger, and more liquidity. But then you can't move the damn price on the thing. Yeah. And but then there's a balance too, because you can have too low liquidity. Once you get a big market buy, then it's gonna it's gonna bounce like a motherfucker, but there's gonna be nothing there to sell it to, right?
Yeah.
So
I've heard Richard explain it, but it's what we don't claim. I certainly don't claim to be an expert on it. But
no,
I know enough what I need to know that this thing HEX is something special. That something special is happening within the community, and that what do you call that, sweat equity, the things that you guys are doing with the Discourse Syndicate and the hexologists showing up every day for how many days in a row, things like that.
We just did this is our episode 101, but we've got all the FN Hangouts in there and all the other streams that we've done in between. So we're probably about 120, 130. Oh, look at this. Look what the cat drug in over here. Look at this guy just came into the stream.
I'm not all set up, but I didn't want to miss out on what's been going on this past week. I got to catch up with you guys.
Yeah, man. Good to see you, bro. It's been a while since you've been on.
Yeah, I'm going half blind. I've been doing a lot of coding and programming and a lot of video prep for the launch of a product that Big Krakowski and I are making.
Nice.
So, super distracted. And then I have travel. George Gammon's a pretty big YouTuber. It's a friend of mine in Colombia. So I'm traveling there before long. So getting ready for all that.
Are you going to Colombia?
Yeah, that's where he's based. He's based in Medellin. He's Act 22 Puerto Rico guy some of the year, but he has a lot of real estate in Colombia.
Nice.
So
what's your thoughts on the new PulseChain coming out? You excited about that? Well, obviously you're excited about it, but what's your thoughts?
I was trying to catch up because I was behind on stuff, but I was one is there's so much information coming through that voice chat. Two is Richard's been doing a lot that Maddie, thankfully, I don't know who else is doing backup or if you can download chat or if that ever gets highlighted. But whenever Richard comes on, how do you guys find out when he's doing one of these things? Because I've heard like 2 or 3 of them that Maddie has recorded. Yeah, it's really exciting about the ETH launch, about the, all the other things that will come along that probably, whether they're branded as HEX originated or not, I don't know. But it's really great about the ETH fork. I think it's amazing about, all of the things you see copying and pasting of Uniswap fork and all this other stuff. I think that the HEX community in general can be the valor of crypto. We've got an amazing community that's withstood a lot over the past 2 years, always stuck by its principles, always had a great leader, even though it's not it's a finished product, and it's not really the all the SEC challenges about what you can say will be done versus what already exists. But I'm just really excited about HEX going forward. It's amazing.
Well, they're not going to have. Ooh, you're going to get in trouble, COG. You're going to get in trouble. People are jumping on the pulse names already.
13 pulses, 12 pulses.
So riddle me this: you're the SEC challenges of forking a coin versus creating a coin are completely different, right?
Well, Ethereum already has passed I guess again, the history of Ethereum is that it was SEC issue until
it was actually a violation. It was
an ICO. I mean, it was before they called it an ICO. It was an ICO.
Yeah, it was the first. Yeah. And then, but now you're saying because the code is the code, it basically passes the test.
Yeah, and again, so it's not being, again, as far as the way I understood that the Bitcoin forks all happened was that you got a copy. You're now on this other network, and your fork has a coin that's represented your stake on the original. And so it's the same sort of thing. I think as far as the SEC rules is, if ETH forks, then it's even if they change some of the parameters, which Richard would do, or whoever the designers are, whatever of it. I think that it could be called income, so there's a tax issue about it. But as far as like the threat of it being SEC challenge, I don't think it's a SEC challenge, because it's just basically it's a duplication of the network. It's already passed the litmus test of is it a security or not. It's already passed it as far as Ethereum.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. But I mean, some of these forks, they add different features and things like that to them too. So I don't know if that changes it.
Yeah, so I've never heard that there was a risk of Bitcoin Cash or all the other kinds of Bitcoin forks. The issue as far as government was concerned was that's airdrop money, and then it suddenly would be sold down to zero. Nobody would really use the network of Bitcoin Diamond and Bitcoin Gold and all these other kinds of things that were coming out. And as far as I understand, Ethereum and Bitcoin both have passed the scrutiny of the Howey test. Initially, Ethereum failed, but once it had a substantial network, then it basically got grandfathered to say
grandfathered it in or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary, hey, go, mate. I know you've been busy and off the radar a little bit, and good to see you.
Thanks, man. Very good.
Position to explain how the how, like you just talked about, the forks of, like, say, Bitcoin Cash and the difference where you've got that mining function, proof of work, but then when you've got the fork, it's like works off a node type networking system. Could you explain the differences there? Is that something that you've got the I guess the competency around?
Well, what I'm gathering from what I've just the little snippets I've picked up about what Richard has talked about as far as the ETH fork related to HEX is, he didn't seem like there was he probably did give a lot of shit talk about EOS or delegated proof of stake and validators and things like that. He probably did. I mean, if you look at his history from a couple of years ago, I'm sure he badmouthed EOS. But that also has been a system that's, worked. And if he's going to look at what the market represents value-wise and participates in, EOS still has value to it. So I think he'll probably, my guess is that it'll be a D+ kind of scenario as far as the validation, And again, he's always talked about, the mining elements, how staked HEX is basically mining without having to have the equipment. So again, I'm sure he'll cover those SEC challenges. I'm sure that if he's at the point where he's hiring developers, he's already gone through this, I think, well in advance. I think more than a year or longer. He's always thought about a fork. It's not like it's a new hair up his ass or something.
He's at the tip of the spear, 2 or 3 steps ahead of everyone else, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Just given how smart the guy is. Yeah. You know, I was just trying to understand that difference between proof of stake and proof of work, and the fact that the fork, the Pulse chain, will be proof of stake network using nodes. That's how some of the conversations that I've been listening to are talking about. I don't know, it's all new, and the people are trying to work out what's going on, and it's all work in progress or whatever. And you got to be patient and just see how it all comes out, and have faith that it's going to be, you know, top notch. And they're bullish for HEX. Like it's great for hexagons. It's the best thing.
So this is really definitely not anything that's ever been. This is not anything that's ever been validated by Richard. So no way is this representing what Richard has said in the past. I did have a conversation with him in 2017 when I was going through something on a different project, nothing related to HEX whatsoever. And he was somebody that I trusted because someone else that I trusted even more basically told me to talk to him. And he looked at different models, I know, before HEX ever launched, of ones that were reasonable ideas, but kind of didn't failed ideas too, of other products, other launches of other things. And I know that he said recently, Richard said recently on the voice chat, he had said about, you know, who is the strongest hands, you know, usually the biggest bags, who would be a validator, right? And that's kind of the DPoS thing as far as EOS went as well. Like, you know, you got voted in, all this delegation kind of thing, you know, whatever that as far as EOS went. But there were other models that were based on how long you were in something. And there was an attribute of how long you held a coin versus how much of a coin you held. I wonder if if Richard's looking at the validators of a ETH fork, I wonder if he would look at the length of stake or the staking, was it the shares, the T shares?
Longer validates more.
Yeah. So like your eligibility might be your T share more than your number of coin. And as we know, other than Big Payday, the OA wasn't a T share majority. They were a coin majority, but they weren't necessarily a T share majority. So it'd be interesting to see what that model would be on who would be a validator, because it's just, there's different theories about what would happen.
Yeah, I'll just pick a point of what you just said there about you mentioned the OA. The truly beautiful thing in a lot about the OA function is what's going to happen in HEX over time is it's going to become the most decentralized network in all of crypto, because of the way the staking and the relation between I guess the staking and shares function or the staking class and the OA, because the OA is essentially giving coins to the staking class. And so as we get more people, as more people come into the network and stake, more coins are bleeding out of the OA. So I mean, that's amazing. We've seen how powerful the OA is when it takes action. And I think, but over time, you're going to see that those coins will progressively move across and be redistributed to the stronger hands and the stakers, the true believers in HEX. So anyway, I know it was sort of a little bit of a sidetrack on what we're talking about in terms of validation and nodes and the PulseChain, just talking about it. But isn't it great? I mean, and you talk about trust. I mean, who do you trust to, put together something so important for the future of HEX? I mean, the Lindy effect, the fact that there's, I don't know, what is it, over $1 billion of financial energy that's staked long term out, and I'm sure that those people, those whales or whatever, who they are, for everyone who's in the part of the network, there's an expectation that those coins are going to be there to mint at the end of that stake length. So isn't that amazing? There's nothing like that in the world. I don't think and that's probably why there's so much of that, FUD going around, because there's been nothing like HEX ever before. It's a true innovation. It's something that is really, really special. Anyway,
thanks Mount Corner for the super chat.
So going on a little bit of tangent there. I go off on tangents occasionally.
Oops, where'd it go? There it is. So Dan threw another good one in there. How long until Elon Musk discovers HEX and utilizes it as the first crypto to monetize the value of time, money, space? HEX equals space HEX. I think that what we should do is we should take Elon's take the date that he got his 1.5 billion and stake it for 5555 and figure out what Elon's bag would be looking like now if he would have bought HEX that day instead of jumping into Bitcoin. I think we need that. We need to put that up somewhere, and Elon needs to know every day what he could have had in HEX had he got into HEX that day. Do it, community. Do it.
Right.
Well, it's an interesting thing also because he says now that he'll accept Bitcoin for a Tesla, so you could pay for a Tesla. So,
but they said they're going to do it in dollars though, not in Bitcoin.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is so when you think about any kind of retail product, production cost of a product that you distribute. I mean, if you're paying more than 1/3 of your end user's purchase price, you know, it's interesting that you could say, I'm going to get a whole Bitcoin, but I'm going to give you 1/3 of a Bitcoin worth of product, you know, whatever it is, because you know, it's just basically bookkeeping.
Yeah. You know what, guys? Yeah, make that chart. And you know what? Let's do it for Grayscale. Let's do it for whatever big Bitcoin bags that we know are out there. Let's do it for all of them. Let's make a whole list. And I know that you guys are smart enough out there that you guys can do that and show the gains every day. Maybe have a separate staker app or something for it so that you guys can monitor it or something. I don't know. Well, you can't because you'd have to put an address in there. But anyway, I know somebody can do a spreadsheet and real time that shit and let's make a bag, a non-HEX bag wall of shame. Let's make a wall of shame.
I thought it was a pretty good conversation he had with that Nomics guy. Is he the CEO?
That's great. Yeah, he's the actual founder of Nomics. Really nice guy. Nice guy. Great attitude.
Yeah.
Man, he was open. Had no question in his mind of what HEX was. No question in his mind. Not a single question against HEX or, you know, hey, what are you doing with this? Nothing he wasn't even curious about anything that could be deemed as wrong with HEX. It was really one of the first interviews I've seen like that, where he was just like, yeah, this is great. We've looked at it. We've done, I mean, this is a guy that ranks coins. I mean, they know their shit. They've looked at it. They've gone over the code. They've gone over the white paper and he was very impressed. And it was a great interview. That's how they should have been going from the beginning, to be honest.
Yeah, they were saying how he said, yeah, again, working with these kinds of metrics inside of a financial world and then trying to relate it to display in a crypto world and have a voice of integrity. One, I don't know who was behind CoinMarketCap before basically CZ or anything like that. I never had a name, but I think it was really interesting that this guy at least appears to speak with integrity, and he knew, like you said, he knew what he was talking about. And yeah, I thought it was a really good conversation that if I'm going to promote anything right now, the only thing I'm willing to promote is Nomics. Nomics with some pretty integrity.
Yeah, a lot of integrity. I really liked his attitude and I guess his character. His character he was just a good guy. So and of course we've all loved Nomics from the beginning because they were the only ones to actually give us a fair shot at you know, being able to track publicly HEX crypto and rank it.
Well, I think that some of those numbers might actually even improve, because from that conversation, it seemed like he was enlightened about, you know, what was the actual liquid tradable versus the, you know, what's a burnt, I mean, you know, kind of highlighting the numbers. I think that could be even better.
He said that they were going to put that extra 10% that was staked in there is what he was saying, I think. Like dump that in there. Yeah, heck yeah. That'll make us roll up the list a little bit, right? I would imagine. how much is that actually? It's it's over $1 billion, right?
In state,
1.04 billion staked.
Yep. Probably 9 or 10
that would add a nice little chunk. Run us up a rank or two, right?
So I think again, this Nobel. I think this is going to be another thing that we can continue to highlight is, the fact that there's hundreds of millions of dollars staked over time, without an ability really to hurt the price of the staking class, because they actually would inherit those coins from an early end stake. I think a lot of this, again, the economics behind why there's a market fit for what HEX represents needs to be highlighted even more in spheres outside of Twitter. I think it's just really an interesting product,
isn't it?
Nice, we're pumping. Still pumping.
$7 billion, the CD market, and that's I mean, it's product market fit, Gary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
and everything else has
banks coming in to buy HEX and staking it to underpin their business model. If you're a banker, that's what I'd do if I was a banker.
Oh yeah, these big whales that are getting into Bitcoin should be really taking a look at HEX. That's Brendan. The reason I put your name up there and held it there because I wanted to talk to you. I don't know if you chimed in because I was looking for somebody that knows how to do the maths. We know you're the math whiz. Maybe you can put a spreadsheet. We were thinking, let's take Elon's $1.5 billion in Bitcoin and have him staked HEX that day and see what his bag would be looking like every day from then until now. And maybe we can hit him up every day and let him know what that looks like, what it could look like. I mean, hell, if we keep showing it to him for a year, what might he do? All right. So anyway,
feels like all the Hexicans are on the pirate ship, and we've got the inside line on known, and we can see what's happening in the market, and the world that we're living in are just oblivious to what's happening here. Like, doesn't it feel like you're in some sort of, like, it's like, I don't know, if we're in a bubble or whatever, that we can see the truth, and the rest of the industry or people are just saying, just trying to, like, no, we don't accept that or whatever. They're just covering their eyes. They don't want to see it. They don't want to see the facts, the brutal facts of what's going on, and actually investigate crypto. Or maybe they're just traders and they just see it as any other coin. Anyway,
they've been in a brutal war for the last 10 years, and they're all shell-shocked and have PTSD, and that's what we're looking at right now.
Okay.
Well, you see a crumbling narrative of these other things that have been saying store of value, but trade it. But it's such a store of value that you can't hold it longer than a hot potato. And HEX speaks counter to that. Is actually a store of value. It's really interesting.
Yep, we're still pumping. Look at that. Look at that.
We're off to the track.
Yeah, we're moving up again. We are moving up. Nice. Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. Might BG HEX might really hit him in a bear market. Oh wait, I missed the one before that. Oops. Explodes the roof off. Yep. Man, I lost that tweet. I hate it or lost the chat. I hate it when that happens. Anyway, but another thing I wanted to talk about on a little more of a sour note, and I guess it's not really a sour note, but I wanted to just bring this up and get it out there. This whole Matic thing with the Quick Swap crew. I know that there were some bad things that were said and some hurt feels and all that kind of stuff, and I guess that the gentleman from Matic Rock is going to come on and talk to some of the Hexkins, and he's already talked with Richard, from what I understand, and let bygones be bygone, bury the hatchet, and all that kind of stuff. So for those of you out there that saw a lot of our tweets and stuff on that, I guess that's all getting worked out. Again, I don't know what's going to happen on the layer 2 stuff. I guess it doesn't matter a whole bunch to us in the future, but
I do wish
that's
that
water under the bridge.
hadn't happened. I wish that there was a platform that was no human checkpoint, and that metric of here, if you bring this amount of liquidity, this is exactly the ratio and all that reward stuff, because it could have been an amazing platform in that thematic transaction costs and all those things like that really have been friction on onboarding. When you see on the ETH network, you see that you have to have $10,000 or $20,000 worth of ETH of HEX moving around to warrant the friction. $2,000, $3,000. I mean, I hardly see anything that's less than like $500 or $600 traded back and forth on Ethereum's network on Uniswap, when I do see it, constantly on QuickSwap. So I wish he hadn't fucked it up with his.
Yeah, well, it's good to use it. It gives us a little taste of what Pulse Network or PulseChain might be like.
That was about the best thing that I got out of it, was that experience. I mean, the yield farming and all that is what it is, whatever. Doesn't matter to me either way. But the ease of use, the speed of use, it was just it was. I haven't seen crypto work like that in fucking ever. It was like instantaneous. It didn't cost anything.
I did like four or five transactions within like 3 seconds. I mean,
you just you could have them like stacked on top of each other, and they're going through like zoom, 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 zoom. I haven't seen that kind of stuff.
Trade, stake, redemption. I mean, they have this other, and it does work on Ethereum. You might look at it. I'm not saying it's worth more than $100, but there's something that's called APY.vision, and it's all of your impairment losses. If you ever are going to be a liquidity provider in the future or whatever, and that's what's going to actually happen, is there's probably going to be a liquidity providing war. Richard's talked before about people that are yield farm or locus seeking, kind of thing. There's automatically it tracks impairment losses and tells you actually if your pool is in profit or is not. And I used it on QuickSwap, and it was amazing. And it looks at Matic, Ethereum, and the different, and 1 inch and all these other ones, wherever you might have some interest in putting liquidity as a pool. It's a really good token.
Yeah, I had one of those. There's a Uniswap ROI.
Oops. He'll jump back in.
Yeah.
His audio was driving me crazy too, because I can hear myself bouncing back on him the whole stream. It was
around the planet. It's going all the way around the world to get a circle.
I know. So it was like cutting in and out, and I could hear it. I don't know if everybody else could hear it, but it was just the audio was killing me. Yeah. So there he is. So
sorry about that.
Yeah.
You're back. There we go. Good deal. Hey, actually, your audio sounds a lot better too.
Hey, what are your thoughts about this? Again, I think Clubhouse got took out at the knees by this Telegram.
Oh man, like that, man, like that.
There's like no utility of Clubhouse anymore. People that have like millions of followers on Clubhouse. I think again, if not to say I want to get into crypto related to Telegram, but remember they're going to have their ton token or whatever. Telegram has been fucking kicking ass with communication.
There's nothing better than being able to just you're in your chat room and it's like, oh, okay, let me see what's going on in the voice chat, and you boom, you're in. I mean, I turn it on now instead of listening to my radio. I was just saying it this afternoon. I purchased a Sirius XM for my new truck. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get the Sirius and listen to stuff. And ever since I got it a few days ago, I've been listening to the damn Telegram chat all the time. I just turn it on and in my car, getting the traffic, and I'm listening to the chat room. And even the stupid shit talk that's going on in there sometimes is entertaining. Because I mean, gosh, man, some of you guys can really, really fucking put some shit up against the wall, man.
I haven't looked to know. Are there any admin tools? Because it does get crazy chattery, and I end up zoning
I-
out.
I don't
You can
know
be-
because I've asked a couple of times, hey, is there an admin in here? Because I'm not an admin in the Hex chat.
I'm an admin, but I don't know what the tool set is for the voice.
Yeah, I've never been an admin, so I don't know.
They might leave their mic on or something like that, and you get a rustling sound because you're walking around.
You hear some guy yelling at his wife or something in the background.
Yeah, or a dog barking.
Yeah.
All that they can. You can actually mute them yourself if you want to. You can go mute.
But
me.
Yeah,
you're
you can mute
moving
them out.
the end user is choosing what they're listening to or who, right? They're just. It's not like an admin does anything like that. You
There
can't.
is mods. Well, the Telegram mods have admin control over the voice chat too. Perhaps I don't know.
But yeah, it's been. I actually it's another one of those community cohesion kind of tools. I think it's just really been useful. The other day there's like 150 people in there, 180 people. It's like crazy.
And you actually get to know. It feels like you get to know them better. You actually get like verbally. The expression is so much better than like those type messages and reading. Like there's value in both, but like you get like all the different accents, the way people speak from around the world. I mean, even like they might even like there was 3 Portuguese guys. They were talking in their native language last night. It was just for a little bit, and it was good. It's good to hear all these stories from these guys that are coming out of the woodwork. People that have gone out of Hex and come back in, and now they've gone wow, and they're discovering this for the first time, and newbies coming in and being educated, and there's just a whole bunch of really good stuff going on in there now.
So, thanks Sinclair Crypto. Appreciate the drop there, man. And he says, just now tuning in, excited for the PulseChain. I feel like this is going to catapult Hex even faster. Community is growing fast, by the way. Yeah, man. I've noticed that the Twitter follows are going up. We're almost at 2,000 subs here on YouTube. So things, we're definitely moving a lot faster. We've got a lot more people tuning in now to the live stream. So thanks. Hit the likes, guys, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff on the YouTube. We don't promote that shit enough here, but we appreciate you all being there, and hopefully we're bringing you what you need. But thanks again for the donation there, Sinclair. Let's see. What's this mean? BMA says, hey, RG, you must know that Unwrecked lives closer to Kira than you live to Malibu. What's Kira?
It's one of the famous surf breaks in the world, mate.
Okay. So just to let you know.
So that was an interesting comment. Did you guys already say something about?
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about it earlier, a little bit about the water. What I was going to say to BMA was Malibu is not really a good surf spot, to be honest. It's kind of a shithole surf spot, to be honest. I'm not a big Malibu fan. I'd rather surf trestles or down south here a little bit, and in my spot in Bolsa Chica, I like that. But yeah, there's rich people there and lots of money and ocean view homes and stuff, and they got that Rincon looking area, whatever. But it's just really kind of I don't like it there. It's dirty LA surf. Dirty LA surf.
And you see what we do to sharks over here, don't you? Seen from Mick Fanning when he punched the shark. Did you see that? He's like,
no.
Yeah.
You guys like, what was that South Park episode where they were like busting on who's the Aussie chap that passed away that was the animal guy, the crocodile hunter, whatever. Yeah. No, what was his? He the South Park one. Pete Irwin. There we go. Steve Irwin. And he's like, well, they did a South Park episode where Steve Irwin was running around. He's like, watch me, I'm going to stick my thumb up this crocodile's ass, right? And he's like, boom, I'm going to stick my thumb up this tarantula's ass, so he's like running around like Steve Irwin, but he was going to stick his thumb up everything's ass. You guys just want to fuck with everything over there. Damn Aussies, man. And it's funny. It's because Sammy's like the same. Sammy's like built, cuts from the same freaking cloth you guys are cut from. She's just like, she's Aussie all the way, man. Just like you guys. It's like your women are just as hard as you guys, man. They're like,
I really
They don't take
down to
no
earth and beautiful.
shit.
Yeah, man, she's awesome.
Yeah, she is awesome. She is awesome.
I thought it was interesting what Naomi Brockwell was saying, and then Hexologist responded. She was saying something about the existential threat of developers of products or crypto products holding their coin while it's being developed. And then Hexologist had responded in tweet and said, how about just complete the product before you release it? I was like, yeah, I mean, that makes no existential threat if you actually finish the product before it's done, you know? I mean, before there's a risk, you know?
Get wrecked is a negative, Nancy. He said I was goofy. Hell yeah, I'm goofy. Hell yeah, I'm goofy. What are you?
Well,
what are you, bud?
I'm lucky I'm at the moment, or I should say, the upshot of me being able to come and talk to you guys and have this conversation is that we got a 3-day lockdown from, we had someone caught a cold down the road, and so we're all shut down for 3 days. So it's
really?
Like, yeah, hardcore. You can't go out of your house without like essential reasons, and you got to wear the mask and all this. So anyway, that's what's going on here. So that's partly why I'm sort of getting in front of it with you. So it's good to see you guys. Gary, I haven't spoken to you for a while. Seen you around the ridges. Hey,
really like the pirate ship back there.
What a great week. What a great week it's been. And it just, you know, when you think things can't get any better, look at what HEX is doing. It's doing everything right.
Doing everything right. All right, gentlemen. Do we have anything pressing that we need to talk about, or should I call it a night? Because we're going on 2 hours here.
Yeah, I just wanted to pop in. I'm probably gonna be out of the country, but I'll stay online and chat with you guys in about a week.
Right on. Well, give me a jingle. We got to talk about your project there anyway, I think.
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's on track. It's just I hired a new employee. They arrive soon. We're going to be doing some beta testing on the island, and then it'll be a national release. So that's what I'm in the middle of right now. I was saying the other day, I retired in 2017 from medicine, and then I retired in 2019 from real estate stuff. And now I'm so fucking tired because I'm so fucking retired.
You're so retired.
So tired from all the stuff I do when I'm not working a regular, career. Yeah.
Right on.
See you later,
cool, man. All right, guys. Thanks for coming. We'll catch y'all later. Take care, people. We'll see you on Wednesday night. Shoot, I'm not sure who we got coming on Wednesday night. We do have a guest, though. We do have a guest. I'll announce it later. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one. See you later, HEXcans.
So.